This is Fred Beck from Fred Beck's Fighting, proudly sponsored by Empire Fights Join. Today I'm in a rapper and boxing gym. I'm joined by Daley Perales. Daley, thanks for having me down your gym today. How have you been?
I've been great, just same old, grinding away, working hard every single day.
Obviously we're nearly finished up for the day. You're all done?
Yeah, just about now, so been in here since 7:30 a.m, so yeah, body's wrecked, tired, but it's part of the job.
The time now is what? Yeah, 2:30. Yeah. That's a long time. So obviously you just finished training with Kenny. I was just seeing some shadow boxing, pad work. How's he been doing?
I mean, he's doing good. I mean, since that fight, he's been straight back in the gym because the most important thing now is to improve, and because he's still a novice, so it's about being in the gym every day, surrounding himself with my pro fighters so he can learn from them. Sometimes he even sits there and watches them spar or train. And this will only benefit him being surrounded by my pros that actually do this for a living. Yeah, so he's picking up things really quick.
Yeah, certainly. And how many times is he training a week now? Can you say, or?
Yeah. He trains like my pros, Monday to Friday. They're in every day. And then Saturday I expect them to do their own run. And then Sunday they have off, and then they do it all again. So yeah.
Yes, it sounds pretty busy and pretty tiring. Yeah. And just we'll move on to well, actually we'll stay on King Kenny for a second. When the decision got overturned, what was your kind of immediate reaction?
Actually, I think I was eating a packet of crisps in my living room.
What flavour?
I think they were pickled onion. You know those old school Space Raiders, pickled onions.
You don't really look like a person who'd eat Space Raiders.
I'm like a kid, man. I like to keep it like that. But I was eating Space Raiders, and I think when I read the email, I threw down the crisps, smashed them on the floor. But then after the dust settled, me and Kenny, we both spoke, and we were like, you know what? We're, proud for what Kenny has achieved in such a short space of time. Most professional boxers will not fight a southpaw that's 6'4", for their first ever fight. So, that's, you got a YouTuber going in there.
Against a tall, rangy southpaw. Yeah. Normally you'd fight that like going to 10 and 12 and 0 a bit later.
Exactly. You'll fight that 10, 12 and 0, and you'll get the experience through sparring and stuff before you go in with that type of fighter. But obviously, YouTube world, there's limited kind of, opponents. So you have to take what's there, really. So, yeah, we done it. He got the experience, which is the main thing. And nobody could take that night away from him because Kenny had Wembley Arena rocking, that night. So
especially entrance as well. Whose idea was that to get the music and that sort of entrance?
That's all Kenny. Yeah. That's all Kenny. And the way he went about on fight week, his mindset, his sleeping patterns, what he was eating, his whole demeanor. He was like a veteran professional, the way he was going about things, and even the ring walk, how calm he was walking to the ring, and he was just soaking everything up. So it's very good. So that will only do him good, going into the next fights further along.
What's it difficult finding Kenny sparring? Obviously, a tall, rangy southpaws, they're more difficult to find. Obviously, he's been sparring southpaws the whole time, but was it difficult to find his sparring partners at times?
It's difficult because he's a YouTuber. And YouTubers, they're novices. So you ain't going to find many other novices around that level to come and spar, And then the people that Kenny did spar mostly was my pros. My pros, I had to kind of manage it in a way where you're going, yeah, could go at a bit like 70% so he still can learn while he's still taking a few shots and learning about getting hit and digging deep and going to the trenches. So it was just about finding that balance. Luckily, we found a few people. But next time, now we've gone through the experience of camp, next time it's going to be a bit more, we're going to have a bit more of a routine with it.
And now he's kind of found his foundation. Now he knows what to expect going to the next camp. And then just moving on to one of our fighters, Deji, obviously wasn't in the gym today. How many times has Deji been back in the gym since? Is he kind of training like Kenny is?
Yeah. He's training. He's ticking over. And
most fighters do, don't they? Kind of tick over till the next fight date.
Exactly. I just told him, as long as he's keeping up his running and stuff, because he's in the middle of moving as well. to be closer to me, you know, because he lives up in Peterborough.
Yeah.
So he can't be travelling from, you know, Peterborough to London every single day. So he's in the middle of finalising a move that's closer to the gym.
Okay, so it shows the dedication then, isn't it, really?
Yeah, exactly. He's ready. I was talking to him like a few days ago, and even he said, he goes, the great thing about the next fight is we've got more time to improve. Whereas last time I only had like 3 weeks really of real work.
It was 4 weeks, but then he had COVID for a week, though, didn't he?
Yeah, he had COVID. He gave me COVID. Kenny had COVID. Yeah.
Really? I didn't know you got the whole camp of COVID.
Yeah,
Blimey.
Whole camp. So.
Okay, I didn't know that, actually. That's quite interesting. And there's a lot of I've seen a lot of people online saying on Twitter and in the comments saying, why didn't Deji let his hands go? Have you asked Deji that question since the fight?
I don't need to ask Deji that question because I was around him every single day, so I know why he never let his hands go. And that's because he was doubting himself because of, you know, things he's been through in his past, you know, with bad conditioning and stuff. So in the back of his mind, I know boxing. I've been in boxing all my life. I could read it when I was watching a fight. I knew for a fact that he weren't letting his hands go because he was worried about gassing out, you know. But that comes... He done everything I asked him to do with like the creeping, the feinting, the head movement was amazing. The only thing he didn't do was let his hands go. So in the corner, in between rounds, I was going, let your hands go and you've won the fight. It's as simple as that. Let them go. But when the dust settled, when we went back to the changing room after the fight, I wasn't angry. I wasn't angry because I was like, you know what? If you do want to carry on, if that's what you look like with 3 weeks work with me, and then when we've had months together, like 6 months, you know, he's going to build that confidence. You know, he's going to have the type of spars that's going to build his confidence where he can let his hands go. He's going to have the conditioning from, you know, me and Calvin to build that confidence to let his hands go and know that he's still going to have more in the tank to carry on the fight.
Give him the confidence, as we were saying.
That's all it is. It's just confidence. Boxing's, a lot of it is mental. It's not physical. You know, a lot of it's physical, but it's more mental. It's psychological. And that's all it was with Deji, because you could see the improvements there. He just needed to let the hands go. But that will come. That will come.
And after you guys went back in the changing rooms after the fight, was KSI there? He wasn't he?
Yeah, he was in the dressing room.
What was KSI saying after the bout?
Basically the same stuff that he was saying on that video that was going around of him. Just telling him, do you really want to box? And Deji was saying, yeah, I do want to box. So, and then I was saying, listen, if you do want to box, it has to come from your heart, man, because this is a dangerous sport. If it comes from your heart and you really want to do this, then I've got your back, you know what I mean? And that's it. Like, if Deji didn't want to box again, that's fine. I'll always be like a big brother to him, you know, because I've built up that relationship with him now where I think he's got someone he can trust, you know what I mean? Yeah,
that's quite nice. Obviously, Deji's a really nice person. Deji's probably one of the people I've met that I think going into it, like when I still met you the first time, I had no idea what he'd be like. Obviously, you can see some people on camera; they can be completely different in real life. But Deji's one of the most kind of humble, kind of down to earth people, one of the nicest people I've probably had the time to kind of spend around him or interview. But just a few more questions. Obviously, KSI, he doesn't train with Vidal. He's still very good mates with him. He doesn't train with Vidal. If KSI asked you to train him, what do you think you would say?
Oh, well, it's hard to say no to that, considering because I train his brother. All I know is if ever he did, I mean, everyone knows how I put together fighters. All my fighters are undefeated, my pro fighters, you know, so he'd be getting the top training when it comes to sparring, when it comes to the training methods, the technique. I actually took him on the pads. Really? When he come down and sparred Kenny and Deji. Deji was running late, so I was like, do you want to do some pads while you're here? And yeah, even I've done about 4 rounds with him, and with those 4 rounds I could see every single area where he needs to improve just by doing 4 rounds of pad work with him. Because he's good, he's got heart, he's got grit, but obviously people have to remember, YouTubers are not pro fighters. They're not real pro fighters, and they haven't gone through what pro fighters have gone through. as in learnt the trade from the beginning, amateurs working their way up, then building themselves. So believe it or not, KSI has got a lot to learn. Yeah, and he just needs someone to develop it to the next level, you know.
Well, what's KSI's pad work like compared to Deji's and Kenny's? Since you were taking all of them on the pads that day.
Well, what I like about KSI is like he knows what he wants, you know, and he doesn't mess around. When he comes in a gym, it's all about working hard and stuff. I'm just talking about like the technical side of things because he's got fundamentals there, which is good. He's got the heart and grit, which he's shown against, Logan Paul, that he can dog it out, and that's one thing you can't teach in boxing.
Against a bigger man as well.
Yeah, exactly. One thing you can't teach in boxing is someone that's got heart and that can dog it out when they need to. The technical side, anyone can teach. Well, if you've got a good coach, anyone can teach that. So when I was doing pads with him, he knows how to put his shots together well. But also, obviously, I've been in this game for over 20 years. I come from a family of boxers. I train real pro fighters, so naturally I'm going to see a lot of flaws when I'm, got him at close quarters like that. So, but yeah, he's good.
I know we're going for some time here. It's one last question. What was the sparring like to watch between Deji, Kenny, and then obviously JJ came down to the gym?
It was great. The gym gave a standing ovation, actually.
Well, how many people were watching?
I mean, I don't know the number, but the whole gym was watching because it turned into, especially, obviously, Deji versus KSI is going to be a bit more.
Brother versus brother.
His brothers, yeah. So it's more about, and KSI was so much heavier as well. So he's just about, making Deji work, get through the rounds and work and show some grit. But with Kenny now, like, I would have paid to watch that spar. You know what I mean? That's how great the spar was. And that's why everyone started clapping afterwards. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. Next time they're sparring, send me a message on WhatsApp. I'll come down and watch.
Secret location.
I imagine it will be. I'll put all your socials in the description and the gym, but we'll catch up soon then, mate. Thanks for having me down today.
Nice one.
Awesome. Thank you.